You guys probably recognize this gentleman here, Prince. He passed away 3 years ago. He's a famous musician, right? Fairly wealthy. He left an estate of $250 million. So a little bit more probably than most of us have. But nonetheless, Prince, he hadn't done any planning. So he didn't have a will, no trust. He had no estate plan at all. He didn't really trust lawyers. And so when he passed away, a bunch of people came out of the woodwork to claim a share in his estate. They wanted a piece of the pie. When there's a dispute, when there's no plan, we go through what's called the probate court process. And the lawyers get involved and the court gets involved. And from then on, it's kind of a battle. It's basically a fancy definition or word for a process that the court's making decisions for you. What happens to your property when you pass away if you hadn't done any kind of planning? It has to go through the probate court process. And ultimately we know who wins when there's litigation, when there's a dispute. It's the lawyers, okay? So far in Prince's case, the lawyers, the court, the other administrators have made about $6 million in fees. And Prince's heirs haven't received a penny yet. Needless to say, what goes to the government in taxes. So the thing about this is that if you die without a plan, it doesn't mean there is no plan. It just means that there's a default plan for you. So dying without a plan means that the court is going to create a plan. And if you look at this slide, when I first see that, it's kind of overwhelming and confusing. The default plan is a statutory scheme that's based on a chart kind of like this. It decides who your heirs are, who would receive your property, who would take care of your small children if you passed away without having done any planning yourself. So in essence, it's politicians have decided who would get your stuff rather than you making those decisions.